Hey guys, in this video we will output content conditionally, which means that we will show and hide these two persons, which logically this is a list. So we will hide and show this list by clicking on this button above it. Because right now this button is changing the name, it's replacing Victor with Patrick, and we will add another functionality which will show and hide this list. So let's open our app.js file. And in this video we will work just with this file, so you don't have to open another one. But let's go ahead and start from our button. I'll just restructure these attributes a little bit, and I'm just gonna delete everything I have from after this. And here I will add a function's name, which we will have to create after this. So I will name it toggle list. Just copy this name. Let's go above the render and below dynamic name function, and using ES6 we will create this function here. We don't have any parameters. We'll open our brackets, and before we add anything here in our function, let's go on top where we have our state, and we will add another property here. We have a property already which is persons. Now we want to add another one which is gonna be show list, and we will make it false. Okay, let's go back to our function now, and here we will have another function which is const here, and this not another function, another variable, I'm sorry. So we will have here does show, and we will assign the property from our state which we just added there in our state. So we will have this state, and we had their show list, and then below this line we will update our state. So we will have this set state, and we will have here our show list state. I'm gonna paste it here, and we will assign the opposite of our does show variable. So initially this show list state is false, we can see here. And then when this function gets, like when React runs this function, we assign false to our does show variable. And then after that we assign the opposite of our does show variable, which is gonna be true, to our show list property from our state. So this way we just update our property from false to true and vice versa. Now let's go back to our return function, and here where we have our persons, we have these two persons here. We want to wrap these persons, so we will be able to hide or show them. So I'm gonna use a div here. This div is gonna be the wrapper, and we will need brackets as well. And you may think that we will need an if statement. We'll need an if here, which will check if the property from our state is true, then we will show this wrapper. If the property is false, then we don't show this wrapper. And you're right, but we cannot use a regular if here. So usually we would do like this: if property here, if it's true, the property is it's true, then we wanna show the div from here, else we don't show anything. But this kind of if doesn't work in JSX, but we know that this JSX is also JavaScript. But we can replace this if using ternary expression. So if you have experience with other programming languages, or if you, of course, if you work with JavaScript, you know what ternary expression is. So here we will use a ternary expression in this way. We will have our this state and our property, which is show list. So if this is true, then we show our wrapper, we show our div. Else we don't show anything. Else null. So I'm just gonna save this file, But before I open my browser, I forgot to update these button stacks here. I'll just type in here toggle list. So save the file, open your browser, and you can see that that list disappeared. Those two persons disappear from the screen. Now when you click on the button, you can see that it shows the list. If you click one more time, it hides the list. I'm gonna refresh this page one more time, and I will inspect the page. And here we can see the head section, body section. If you open your body section, you will find your div ID root. You open your ID root. Here is div class app, and so on until you find your button and your hello world. Now pay attention. Whenever I will click on this toggle list button, the below the button our wrapper is gonna appear here. So I'm just gonna click here, and you see that our wrapper appeared right here. Which this is very important. It's very important to know because click one more time and it disappears. It's important because that's why React.js got so famous. Because it runs just the parts from our app that needs to be rendered. So it doesn't render anything extra, which makes it faster. This is an easy example showing you guys how this works, but if you have any questions or any suggestions about this lecture, feel free to leave them in the comments. And that's it for this video, guys. I'll see you in the next lecture.